Hi everyone, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the 25 bookish facts about me. So I totally was waiting until the right time of day to film this when like the sun was going to be hitting the bookshelf and I'd get optimal lighting, but now there's a giant thunderstorm outside, so that's life. But anyways, let's get on to the facts. Number 1, I used to get in trouble in elementary school for reading my book under my desk, and my teacher told my parents, like, I don't want to get her in trouble for reading, but like she also has to do her schoolwork, so I could never put down a good book. 2, in the 3rd grade, my best friend Melissa wrote me an actual letter to Hogwarts signed from Albus Dumbledore and mailed it to my house. And in the letter it was like, when you have a play date with Melissa, you can go to Hogwarts with her. And it's one of my most treasured possessions, and I still have it, and I definitely may pull it out for a future video, so keep your eyes out. Okay, 3, I have 2 degrees in biomedical engineering from Cornell University, so I'm like a very science-minded person, and I really love reading like fun science books to just like learn stuff outside of my profession, but like still sciencey. So besides like all my like YA fantasy books that I read, that's another genre that I find really fun. Number 4 is I also really like to read research papers. I had to read many of them for my degree and in my classes, so I just kind of have been able to teach myself how to read them because it can be hard, and now I just think it's fun to read them and read about the work that other people are doing in the field. 5, my favorite genre ever is YA fantasy. I also like to read some adult fantasy too, but like fantasy everything, like just put me in a brand new world and tell a story and I'm good to go. Number 6, I used to only buy one book at a time, and then I would buy a book, read it, buy a book, read it, but since I started watching BookTube, my TBR pile has been growing and growing and growing and growing, and I have not been able to keep up the pace of buying and reading, so now my TBR pile is like an actual pile on my floor. Okay, number 7, one time I read a book for 5 hours straight without, like, I didn't get up for like any reason at all. Like, I just sat there and I read straight through for 5 hours. I didn't move, I didn't get up to get a drink, go to the bathroom, anything. I think it was Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty or whatever, and like I just needed to know what happened, so I just kept reading and I didn't get up for anything. On that same note, for number 8, the day that Breaking Dawn came out, back when I was a little youngling, I think I was like in 8th grade, I made my dad drive me into the Barnes & Nobles as soon as it opened that morning, and I sat in my chair and I read the entire day until I finished the book. I mean, I did like get up to eat and stuff, but like I did not tear my eyes from the page pretty much until I was done with the entire thing. So I'm a good marathon reader. Okay, number 9, I actually have like zero interest in writing a novel. I mean, not to say that I would never do it, but I'm pretty much like, can almost guarantee that I'm never gonna write a novel. My last creative writing venture was when I was about 3. I wrote a little children's book about the dishes waiting in line to get washed in the sink, and that was the beginning and end of my writing career. Number 10, my parents never let me go to any of the midnight release parties for any of the Harry Potter books because I was too young, and I'm still bitter about it. But number 11, the only midnight premiere that I went to for a Harry Potter movie was the last movie, and it was really fun. I went with all my friends, but I can't believe I only went to one midnight premiere of the movies. All right, number 12, in the year 2017, which was last year, I picked my TBR solely based on whatever book to movie adaptations or book to TV adaptations were coming out, and I would read the book and then I would like watch the movie or TV show or whatever. So that's how I picked all my rating. Number 13, I like hate reading books on Kindle. I had a Kindle like a while ago, and when I first got it, I was like, this is gonna be great. I'll save so much money on books. And I found that I really hated reading on it because I couldn't remember books as well. I think it's something about like physically being able to hold a book while you read it and like the feel of the book in your hands that kind of almost allows you to kind of like remember the progression of a story, and I feel like you really miss that on Kindle, and any of the books I read on Kindle, I really have no idea what happened in those books. Number 14, Twilight in middle school was the only book that my entire friend group read. Like, even the people that didn't like to read books at all, like, I mean, all bonded over it a lot. So, I mean, I think I'll be forever grateful to Twilight for bringing my friend group together. But Twilight was a cultural phenomenon. Like, I really just don't know how to explain it. 15, my favorite teacher in high school was my 9th grade English teacher, and I really feel like he encouraged me to develop my critical reading skills and also just like encouraged my love of reading in general. Number 16 is this giant beast of a textbook, which is Principles of Biochemistry. Is the only textbook that I've ever read all the way through, and I'm very proud of this accomplishment, which is why I'm showing this off. I like have it highlighted. Okay, I can't find where the highlights are. But yeah, so like I have it highlighted and stuff. And this semester was the worst semester of my life because I took it auditorial, where you would read a chapter in the textbook, answer questions, and then go into the study center and have to take a quiz on every like chapter that you read. And so I basically had to teach myself biochemistry, and it sucked. But I finished this whole textbook and I'm proud of myself. The only book I've ever gotten my boyfriend to read is The Hobbit, and he like refuses to read anything else, and now he's just read The Hobbit like 4 times. And I'm like, I have all these books you can read. And he's like, no, I'm just gonna read The Hobbit again. So to each their own, I suppose. Number 18, besides my bed, my absolute favorite place to read is the beach. I love just like being on a chair or on a towel, having the sun on your skin, and then like going for a quick dip in the water when you get too hot, and then coming back to the towel and like roasting and reading at the same time. It's a really great time. I love the beach. Number 19, I absolutely love going to Barnes & Noble with my best friends. We'll just like go and we'll walk around and we'll like talk about all the books and just like what we want to read, and like it's just so fun and it warms my heart. Number 20, I also go to Target like 3 times a week, either like to run errands or if I'm bored, and every single time I go straight to the book section all the way in the back first to check out the books that they have, even though like it really doesn't change that much. So it's been like the same books for like ever, but every time I still go to the book section first to check out what they have. Okay, number 21, my favorite book that I ever read in middle school was The Giver, and I love this book so much that I went out and bought my own copy. And like for context, this is books I had to read for school. And my favorite book that I read in high school was To Kill a Mockingbird, which I have on my shelf, but it's really high and I'm short, so I'm not gonna go and reach it. And my favorite book I read in college was, I didn't have to read any like books for college, so I don't have any for that. But I did read on my own in college, obviously. Okay, it is getting really dark outside right now because there is a storm coming, so I'm gonna finish this hopefully quickly so that I don't like lose any of the lighting that I have left. Okay, besides Harry Potter, my absolute favorite book as a child was The Two Princesses of Baumere by Gail Carson Levine. I'm pretty sure I've read this book close to 10 times. And I kind of want to do a reread of it soon because I just absolutely loved this book so much when I was a kid. Number 23 is I used to like love paperbacks only. I just thought that they were so much like nicer to like hold and read while you're reading them. But lately I think I'm a hardback person now. Like I think I need hardcovers because I think they're just a little bit more durable and sturdy and they look a lot better on your shelf. Number 24, when I was in college, I didn't necessarily always have a lot of free time to read. So what I would do is while I was eating my meals, I would read my books, which was sometimes difficult to like be using a knife and fork. And if you couldn't get the book to hold open easily, it was a struggle, but I made it work because I wanted to read. And number 25, my favorite thing to do when I'm reading is to be curled up in my bed with a candle and a cup of chamomile tea, which is my absolute favorite tea. And I just sit there and I'm cozy and I read my book and it's very peaceful and relaxing. All right, so that was 25 bookish facts about me. I hope that you've gotten to know me a little bit better from this video. Sorry that the lighting sucks, but you know, it's Florida and there's thunderstorms all the time. Can't control the weather. What you gonna do about it? So anyways, all right, so have some fun, read some books, and I'll see you guys in the next one.